Hi guys, it's Big Z65, and today we're going to be talking more about OCD and I'm going to give you guys some tips on kind of how to work on getting better with your OCD, and just tell you guys a little bit more about how I still have my rituals that I do with my OCD, and yeah, so. Um, what I mean by that, for those of you that don't have OCD, what it means to ritualize is most OCD people, okay, every day, from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep, they have certain things that they do every single day the same exact way, okay? Now, I know that may be hard to comprehend for those of you that don't have OCD, but the reason being that we do this is because we feel like if we do our rituals, that everything would be okay, and everything will be okay, and yeah, it's kind of to help us cope with everything. It's to help us calm down, and it's almost like telling us once we get done with our rituals in the mornings or whatever, it's okay to go out in the world. It convinces us that nothing bad is going to happen. Okay, so to give you guys an example of that is I was watching a video of this girl. She has OCD, and she's in college and she plays volleyball. So every morning she'd wake up 2 hours earlier than she had to, and so just so that she could perform all her rituals for the morning. And now one of her rituals was that she couldn't leave her dorm room until her clothes felt right. What I mean by that is she would try on maybe like 10 different outfits till it felt right. And what it means to feel right is when you have OCD, okay, there's like when something it triggers your OCD and it doesn't feel right, you get this sense of like fear. Basically, you get this kind of like a tingling feeling. You get like chills up your spine, and you get all tensed up and you get all tightened up and you can't relax. And then once you like for example, say you're exposed and like say you have to face one of your OCDs, and that's called an exposure. And while your anxiety is all up and stuff, the only way, without probably putting you down with medicine or something, for a person with OCD to relax is by ritualizing. And just I mean, you can work to get better at how to relax. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, back to the story. What it means to feel right is like I get that feeling like when I know it's almost like a presence. It's telling you, okay, this doesn't feel right. Okay, you can't touch this. Okay, you can't do this. You can't say this. It's almost like there's somebody that's like kind of feeding it to you. You see what I'm saying? Now, I kind of relate with her with the whole changing her clothes thing. I had a kind of similar, but not really. I'll tell you about it, but it's mine was different, but it involved clothes. That's what I mean by similar. It involved clothes. Okay, so right now I'm going to tell you guys about the rituals that I did. Some of them I still do. Some of them I have gotten over and learned to live without. So yeah. So last year, my sophomore year, was probably the worst that my OCD has ever gotten. And so my daily routine would be that I'd wake up. I'd wake up in the mornings. I'd wake up. I'd sit up in my bed. Then I'd crack my neck like that. And the only reason I did that was because I thought that if I didn't do it, I felt like something bad was going to happen, and my neck was going to go back to the way it was, and it being, where I twitched all the time and stuff like that. So, yeah, I did that. So then I'd get up, go to the bathroom, use the bathroom, wash my face, get out, go eat breakfast. Now, another OCD thing was every day I ate the same thing for breakfast, and I sat in the exact same spot that I sit in every morning. The thing that I ate for breakfast my sophomore year was Cocoa Puffs. I ate Cocoa Puffs every single day that I went to school. and after a while it started getting old, and I didn't even like them anymore. But I kept eating them because my OCD. I felt like if I didn't eat them, something bad was going to happen, because it's something that I did every single day, and if I changed the pattern of it, it was going to unbalance everything. You see, so excuse me, guys. Sorry. Again, sorry about my nose, guys. Still going through some allergy stuff, so please forgive me if I like blow my nose or sneeze or something like that. Yeah, but anyway, so I'd eat the Cocoa Puffs. I'd go in my room, get dressed. Now, this is what I meant by I was kind of similar as the girl that was in college that had to change her clothes. Mine was different in a way because I could only wear 3 shirts for an entire year. I know that's hard for some of you to imagine doing, but yes, I actually wore only 3 different shirts for an entire year when I went to school. And I wore the same pair of jeans every day. I washed them, and but yeah, one of my OCDs was that I couldn't wear new clothes. I had to wear those old clothes. I had to wear those 3 shirts every day I went to school, or else something bad was going to happen. So, yeah, I went to, so how it worked was I had a Monday shirt, a Tuesday shirt, a Wednesday shirt, then my Thursday shirt was my Monday shirt, then my Friday shirt was my Tuesday shirt. It would just alternate in that same pattern. Okay, so I'd get up, put my clothes on, go grab my book bag, and I'd head for the bus. And there's 2 paths you can take to get to the bus stop. I took the one path that I've taken for the past, I don't know how long. I took it every day that I rode the bus, and I still take it on days when I ride the bus, even though I drive to school. But sometimes I ride the bus. So, but yeah, I took the same way every single day. And so I'd go down that path. I'd stand in the exact same spot I stood in every day waiting for the bus. And if somebody was in that spot, I'd either ask them to move, or I'd kind of nudge them aside, or be like kind of around that, like really close to that area. It came off as a little creepy. So yeah, but so then I'd get on the bus, and on the bus there were, out of all the seats on the bus, there were only 5 that I could sit in, because I felt like, sorry guys, I felt like that in every, I can only sit in those 5 because whatever day I sat in each one of those 5, something good happened. Or something, you know, or if I sat in a different seat on the bus, or something bad happened that day, I couldn't sit in that seat again. And that caused a lot of, that was really hard for me, because, you know, in the mornings it's all packed and you got to find your seat wherever you can get it. And so I remember just, it was just really hard. You know, I just seen my anxiety get up because I couldn't control it. And once people with OCD can't control the things around them, that's when their anxiety really starts to get up. I mean, like me, guys, there are certain OCDs that I can overcome if I have to, but there are some that I still fear to this day that I'm still working on. But anyway, going back to the story, so I'd get on the bus. Oh, and another thing on the bus was that I couldn't like sit next to certain people. The reason, because if I like touched that person one day and something bad happened, I'd automatically associate it with, oh, I touched him, I can't touch him again, or something bad is going to happen. Now, I can see how some of you can be thinking that this is more, you know, it could be taken as superstition. But I'll get to that maybe later in the video, and I'll talk to you guys more about that in another video. But OCD and superstition are 2 complete different things. I'll tell you guys what they are probably towards the end of this video. I'm going to get back to the story. So, yeah. So, I couldn't touch people, and because I have symmetry OCD, what I do now is, like, if I touch somebody that I don't normally touch, like I said in my other videos, I'd have to touch them again, like their elbow or their hand, like not grab their hand, but like just like kind of hit mine against theirs just to kind of balance it out. So there's that. So I get off the bus, and I remember I couldn't take my gym. I had a gym bag and I had my book bag because I played football, and so I had my gym bag with all my workout clothes, and so I have to take it to first block with me. Now you can leave it in your locker and just leave it there till you have weight training, but I just always had to take it with me to first block. And I don't know why, I felt like something bad. It was like a presence telling me if I did something bad, if I didn't do that, something bad was going to happen, because I always did it. And once I changed it, I felt like something bad was going to happen. So, yeah, I had that. And then, let me see. So, yeah, and then the next OCD throughout the day would probably be in the weight room when I'd get to second block, when I had weight training. Excuse me, guys. When I had weight training, and the reason being is because there's different racks. Like, you know, there's like about 20-something racks with the squat rack and the bench press, the bench and stuff like that. And I could only use mine that I started off with at the beginning of the year. I couldn't use another one. I had to use mine. And I remember I came off as such an, excuse my language, but an asshole sometimes when people would try to like move cages, or yeah, when move racks, and I would just, you know, I'd be really uptight about it and I would not move. And another big problem was there was equipment, and there still is a little bit, some equipment that I can't touch, that I couldn't, yeah, that I couldn't touch, and it just it really, my anxiety just went through the roof when we'd have to use that equipment to work out. It was a part of the workout, and then we'd have to use it. And I just remember one day I was thinking, you know what, I'm not going to do it. You know what, I'm just going to get myself in trouble, get myself sent to detention or the principal's office so I don't have to do it. Luckily, I sucked it up and I did it. So my mom wouldn't have been too happy hearing that that's the reason I got sent to the principal's office. But yeah, I mean, like, guys, OCD, one thing you need to understand about people with OCD is they will do anything. I mean, anything to not let bad stuff happen to them. They will do, or their family, they will do anything for just so that they can feel safe. They will do anything so that their OCD doesn't get triggered, so that they don't get their anxiety up. Even though, like I said, people with OCD tend to have anxiety disorders like myself. You're constantly worrying. But when it's like this, when you're not exposed and you're not trying to face your OCD, and your OCD, you're like doing your rituals, okay, you're basically like in a safety nest. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You're in your little safety zone, even though it's not, even though in reality, you know, you're not really safe from anything. But that's just how you feel when you're going through your rituals, you know, and you're just kind of trying to trick yourself into thinking that, okay, I'm gonna have a good day if I do this. Okay? So anyway, back to the story. So yeah, I couldn't use some of the equipment. So then the next hard part of the day would be at lunch, where like if I started sitting at one table for the beginning of the year, I had to sit at that table till the end of the year, and I couldn't move. And I remember there was a chair. I sat next to a group of guys, even though they weren't really like my friends. They were just kind of my football. They played football with me. And they were more like my co-workers, like at a job. So yeah, I sat around them, and I remember just, you know, I didn't really talk that much to them. But yeah, it was really hard, you know, having to, because I sat in one chair, and I made sure that I would sit in that chair every day. But then they started bringing in more people to come sit with us, and one day some kid was sitting in my seat, and I mean, I was just flipping out. I wasn't like going crazy, but you know, I was like, my anxiety was just through the roof. I was like, I can't sit anywhere else. And really, me saying I can't, guys, real quick tip I want to give you guys that'll help you, not just with OCD, not just with your confidence, with everything you do in your everyday life. Never say you can't do something, okay? Because once you say you can't do something, you rule out the option of trying, okay? Like when you say you can't pass math, alright? That's saying you're completely ruling out the option of trying, like I said. But instead of saying you can't, say it's hard. Like, say instead of you saying, it's I can't pass math, say it's hard to pass math. Or like, for example, if you lift weights, I can't bench 300 pounds. Instead of that, say I'm gonna work to it, and it's hard for me to bench 300 pounds because I'm not that strong yet. You know. And guys, another tip is just the way you start talking to yourself, and just changing little words around will start, your confidence will start to raise up a little bit, and you'll be able to, you'll just start to sense yourself changing. Like me, I sense myself changing from how I used to be, like in an emotional standpoint, and just my confidence mainly. So yeah, going back to the story, it just, so then lunch would be over, so I'd go to practice, and then, I'd finish the rest of the school day, I'd go to practice, and I remember I walked through the same half of the doorway that I walked through. I still walk through it today. I walk through the right half of the doorway every time. And later I actually found out that my best friend actually does the same thing that I do. He only walks through that side of the door. So that kind of made me feel good. But the reason I did it was because I thought that something bad was going to happen if I walked through the other side. So yeah, I'd walk through that side of the door. I'd go into the locker room, get dressed, and the way I changed was my OCD. Like, I had to put my clothes on a certain way. Like, I'd have to put my workout shirt on. I'd have to put my girdle on, my pads in my pants. I put my pants on and my belt. And then, like, when I would strap up my shoulder pads, I had to put them in the same hole that they were in the day before, the week. Every day they had to be in the same holes. So, yeah, and I don't do that anymore. I mean, I still get dressed the same way, and I still walk through the same pathway, the doorway, and I don't do the whole shoulder pads thing. I just do them till they feel good and they're on me safely. And the reason why that affected me is because sometimes they'd be at a certain thing and they'd be just flopping around everywhere and I could get hurt. So that's how it kind of affected me. But yeah, so then I got through practice. I didn't really have OCD during practice. I mean, I know football caused me a lot of anxiety, but it didn't come from OCD. I didn't feel like, because I knew I couldn't control anything in football except for what I did, you know. And so that was a kind of, football was kind of my escape from OCD, but it still brought on anxiety because, like I said, when you have an anxiety disorder, you worry about everything. And it just, you know, if you watch my other videos, I explained how hard football was for me when I started playing. Yeah, but so I'd finish practice, I'd come home, take a shower, let's see what else, eat dinner, do my homework, and that was about, oh yeah, what I did to help myself get stronger, I did tell myself get stronger was every night I started doing push-ups. I started doing 50 push-ups every night. And so what I do, I still do them to this day, even, yeah, I still do them. And they've become an OCD thing because the reason they are is because I can only do them from 9, starting at 9, from the time that I go to bed. And I can only do them at the top of the hour. Now I do 25 at one. I do 25 at the top of 1 hour. Then I wait an hour. Then I do 25 more. And yeah. So and I'm kind of trying to break that a little bit. I'm trying to work on that and just be able to just do it one time. But I've done it so many times and so many days. I feel like if I change it, it might throw things off. But yeah. So. Anyway, guys, that's kind of my ritual that I did. That was the ritual that I did every day, that I had every day my sophomore year. Now, my junior year, I ate different things for breakfast. I wore new shirts. I didn't wear the same old jeans every day. I started touching more stuff in the weight room. I started being able to go to different racks in the weight room. And okay, so excuse me, guys. Yeah, it just, and a big reason why, guys, I started getting over them was because I went to counseling, and I started gaining a little bit more confidence in myself. Slowly I started gaining more confidence in myself. And I'm gonna tell you guys a quick tip, and maybe like an exercise to do to try to you know, kind of beat your OCD down. And what I mean by that is, guys, real quick, I want to say that I find it a fact now. I've come to realize that OCD, once you have it, it will never go away. Once you have this disorder, it'll stay with you for the rest of your life. Because if you think about it, guys, you will always have a little bit of OCD. Once you get rid of your big OCDs, you will always have little OCDs, and that's okay. Now, what's not okay is, like what I was doing, is letting my big OCDs affect my everyday life, which I still do, guys. I still am working on my room, and I'm still working on going to the restaurants that I can't go to, and you know, but there are people that just, I mean, I like, if you guys watched that documentary I told you about, the extreme OCD camp. I mean, there are people that just, it cripples them having OCD, and I'm not saying that as like what I mean by that is they completely, their lives revolve around OCDs. Mine started to become like that, but I stopped it before it got really bad, and thank God I did, because I was starting to get really bad. But what I was saying, guys, it'll never go away. All you can do is learn how to deal with it, and learn how to manage it, and learn how to be less obsessive, and learn how to control your OCDs, and learn how to just live life basically without fear. That's all you can do, guys, because like I said, you always have it. And so the exercise, if you guys would like to try, is say you have, like me, symmetry OCD, which is the OCD to touch things and balance things with like two hands, or like to balance things. What I mean by that is, say I stepped on a crack, which I have before. Say I stepped on a crack in the pavement, and I stepped on it with one foot. Then I'd have to step on it with the other foot to balance it out. Say it was a crack this big, I'd have to get my feet like that and step on it to balance it out. Now, say you have that, or say you have the fear of germs. You have an extreme fear of germs, and you're a germaphobe, and you just so what I want you to do, guys, is I want you to, if you have symmetry OCD, like I said, or whatever your OCD is, guys, trigger it, and then for 5 minutes, go sit down, and then breathe, and just do not ritualize for 5 minutes. What I want you to do is I want you to trigger your anxiety to get up on purpose, and just to calm yourself, and to show yourself. All this is doing, guys, is building your confidence. If you can see that you can go 5 minutes without ritualizing, that's going to motivate you to go 10 minutes. That's going to motivate you to go 20 minutes. And who knows, maybe a day, maybe 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? Once you get the ball rolling, it all goes downhill from there. You see what I'm saying? And what I want you to do is, after the 5 minutes, is you go and then ritualize, and then calm yourself back down. Now, an important thing to do is surround yourself, if you want to, or if you want to do it by yourself, but surround yourself around people. Surround yourself around by people that love you, and people that will encourage you, you know, to keep going, to keep fighting. Because, guys, OCD is a fight, and you gotta approach it like it's a fight. Like, OCD is a bully, okay? You gotta approach OCD like it's the biggest bully in school. You see what I'm saying? And you're not gonna back down from him. How I approach OCD now is I approach it in a football standpoint. I say, you know what, OCD, you're bigger than me, you're stronger than me, but you know what, I'm not gonna let you control my life. You may be able to kick my ass sometimes, but I'm not going to go down without a fight. That's what you got to do, guys. You got to get into that mentality of, I'm going to go down swinging. And, you know, you got to want it bad enough. You got to want to get your life under control bad enough and fight OCD. Because, guys, with me, it battles me every single day. And a video, probably next video, I'm going to be telling you guys about what I'm battling with in my head, which is intrusive thoughts, and I'll explain those, what they are, in the next video. So yeah, guys, but all I can say, guys, is just there's more to life than OCD. There's more to life than just being scared. And what all OCD is not real. And I have a hard time believing this. OCD is not real. OCD is false evidence appearing real, which stands for fear. Okay? Fear is, now I explained what the difference is between fear and danger in my other video. But, you know, OCD is not real. OCD is fear. It's what's keeping you from branching out. You see what I'm saying? Because, guys, people with OCD, people with anxiety issues, people with confidence issues tend to be the most kindest and just most genuine people in the world. You see what I'm saying? And all I can say, guys, is keep hanging in there. And a phrase that sometimes I use is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So guys, just remember that. And I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like if you did. I'd really appreciate it. And yeah, bye guys.